What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld, and right now we're going to be talking about EA changing Madden 21 yet again, this time with the ability points. They've increased it from 10 to 12, but it comes with a catch, all right? Pretty much you guys know I've been very adamant about, letting players that have specific archetypes get their main thing, their main ability for one. Right? We have other players that play the game that don't agree. They complain about the fact that, Gunslinger was 1 AP. So EA has raised that to 2 AP. The issue is this, right? They did boost it, and some of you guys are like, yeah, but they did give us an additional 2. This should be 1 AP, and that should be it. Because if you want to play the game based on archetype, players should have, they should have lower amounts for the archetype that best applies to them. For instance, Tom Brady, he should get, Hot Route Master for 1. I don't know what he's getting it for now, but, those type of guys, Michael Vick, he should get Escape Artist for 1. Lamar Jackson should get Escape Artist for 1. I don't know the exact numbers that they get it for, but that's what it should be about, because that's what forces people to use the players that we use. This has been the first year that I can honestly say that I had to actually go and use players that I don't usually play. They don't play on my team just based off the archetype. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys agree with me. Let me know. Because that's very important, because you think I'd be running around with this bum Dante Culpepper if he didn't get Gunslinger for 1 before? Now it's 2. All right, I also want to show you guys some of the other abilities that they've added. They've added this, recuperation. You recover from fatigue at an increased rate. They added some other things as well defensively. And they also made it so that the identifier on the linemen are now 1 instead of 2. So if that's something that you guys were looking to do, that's also another option that you can take advantage of. But the bigger deal is, like, out of everything, the fact that you can get, 3 or 4 one-step aheads. All right, because now it's 3 AP for each one, and you got 12 defensively as well. So this was the big deal right here, because they also raised double or nothing to 2. So people must have been complaining about that as well. And technically, it's kind of weird. I'm going to tell you why. Realistically, double or nothing should have remained 1, because in most cases, you get nothing. You see, that's the funny thing about it. With double or nothing, they're pretty much telling you, like, the truthfulness of most of the abilities. A lot of the time, the abilities don't work. And they're letting you know, like, look, double or nothing. Like, we're being honest with you for the first time. Like, look, it's probably not going to work a lot, but when it does work, you're going to get an insta-sack. That's pretty much what actually goes on with it. Now that that's 2, you have to make some decisions for yourself, because you could always go out there and not worry about the fact that, for the most part, the players and their attributes don't matter. For instance, right? When we look at this, I'm going to go ahead and show you all the boosts so you guys can get a better idea. All of these boosts in previous Maddens, prior to abilities, that 93 power move would mean something, that 91 block shed would mean something, the play rec, all those abilities would mean, the attributes would mean something. At this point, you need to enhance it. You have to have abilities. That's the wave of Madden. So what happens now is this. Does double or nothing work? Yes, but very rarely. And the best thing for you to do is try to have more than 1, because usually you're going to get nothing. But then you'll see, like, you'll have an edge protector, and the guy will just get thrown to the ground randomly on 1 or 2 plays throughout the game where, the player that has double or nothing will just win. So some of you guys are saying, do we still keep up with what's going on with double or nothing? Like, do we go, now that it's 2, do we do that? Okay, with the way that everything is and how it's going, I would definitely have at least 1. Now, currently I have 2, both he and Davenport. I'm probably going to take it off of Davenport. Because with the new defense that I'm running, I honestly don't think I need it. What I do probably need is, to make sure that that inside stuff is still there. Because inside stuff can be very huge. In certain cases, it will blow up the run. It will do some of the things that it's supposed to do. But I do believe now that because they've raised the price, you don't need more than 1. You have to have inside stuff, though. All right. Now, some of you guys were talking about, like, run stopper doesn't work. They haven't increased that. That hasn't been adjusted in any stretch of the imagination. I've always had that on Ted Hendricks for 1, because he's a run stopper. So that's why he should get that for 1. You guys see what I'm saying? A strong arm QB by default has a big arm, and it comes natural. So they should be able to get that for 1 AP, because that's their archetype. The same way that Ted Hendricks is a run stopper, and he gets run stopper for 1 AP. So EA is kind of letting us know that they're going to cave into ridiculous demands, even if it doesn't make sense. And I think we should all have an issue with that, because if you continue to do that, the stuff that we're used to with the game, it changes everything. Because like honestly, the Ted Hendricks run stopper doesn't work for any stretch of the imagination, but I keep it on him because of his archetype. It might work sometimes. Like does it work a lot? No, but sometimes he'll just go crazy on a run play, and it'll be key parts of the game, and it'll help. But I'm not saying that it's something that like, yo, go grab it, whatever. But it is something that goes with my theory of, you know, the archetype should apply to where the ability costs less. So I'm going to keep this on him. As far as the other stuff that they've enhanced or whatever like that, you'll see Deflator. Some of you guys are like, yo, Gmia, what's up with all these other ones? You know, I've already showed you Recuperation. I think they had something else about like run committing that they still haven't added yet, that they talked about like 2 months ago. I think it's in regs. But like, you know, for you to run commit properly or something like that, we were talking about it live in stream, and I don't know if they actually put that in the game yet. But that's something that we may have to take a look at as well. But adding Deflator, you know, this to me, you're using 2 AP you have 12, and you're using 2 for something that's going to give more ball carrier fatigue when most people don't run the ball as much. So for me, this doesn't make a lot of sense with the numbers that we're using. So I would probably focus on making sure that you have whatever the key archetype of the player is that you focus on getting those abilities for one. For instance, when I put Edge Threat on Ted Hendricks, he was useless because I don't know if it probably has something to do with the way that he plays, because you could see down here, right? He doesn't unlock Edge Threat Elite, right? But he gets Edge Threat. So it's not in his archetype to be that guy to get Edge Threat, which is why, like I said, it makes more sense that his archetype gives him that for that 1 AP. So if you do have a Raiders theme team, I'm going to keep that on him. I'm not going to bother with that. But I am going to show you Khalil Mack because he's a power rusher by archetype, right? So what's his benefit? This is what we should ask EA Sports. What is his benefit? What is his main move that he would get for one for being a power rusher? What makes you, as a player in Madden Ultimate Team, want to use something from a power rusher that's less? Let's take a look. Stonewall. I'm going to tell you this right now. I put Stonewall on Sam Mills. He got hit so hard he ended up in the concession stand. So this doesn't work. Reach Elite, I guess it does, but even if you don't have it, you'll still tackle through people's bodies. You know, it's something that EA likes and enjoys. Speedster, obviously he's a power rusher, so that's fine with 2. Unpredictable. I think most of the players get that for 1. You see, this was the other thing that people were saying. You know, if you go with unpredictable, if you build up your pass rush points, that this might be the new double or nothing. Is that true? I'm not ready to say that. You know, it's less training. Could it be a glitch where it's like shed wins are less likely and you still keep your pass rush points? It could possibly be a glitch, but I don't want to say that it is because I haven't tested it out yet. So I'm gonna test that out for you guys and get back to you with some information. But my point about what I'm trying to explain here is you don't really have a lot of options. Like Swim Club, you know, partially ignoring a blocker existence, I don't really see much of that. The Ripper, like these other ones are like garbage. Like I tried these out. Even with Spinner on like Bosa, it doesn't really do anything. But you see that he'll unlock Edge Threat Elite. Which, will that mean something? I don't know. Like, quite honestly, I really just don't know. So, what I believe that we should do right now, we should have at least 1 double or nothing. I would stay away from Edge Threat because it's kind of garbage. We should have 1 double or nothing. We should have at least 1 inside stuff. And I'm just giving you based on what works for me with my team, right? What are we talking about right here? The inside stuff on Warren Sapp. That is a huge factor. I'm going to tell you why. If you double team inside stuff to not make it work, the other players will be more likely to get off and get into the backfield, depending on your alignment and what you're running. So with something like this, right, he's also a power rusher, okay? He gets run stopper for 1. Now, this is the thing, right? For those of you guys that are saying inside stuff, like, look, shed attempts are free on run plays. Now, look, when you look at inside stuff, where's inside stuff at? Run stopper, it's all the way down here. Quicker run sheds against inside zone plays. So we could argue, right, that run stopper for 1 should be able to let him get in because usually run stopper is overall for everything, you know, applying to the run. For me, I don't think it's that good, but again, I'm going to try it out because that was a bonus. Because now that that's 1, you see what I'm saying? I can get rid of this, even though it's quicker run sheds, we can just have like solid runs, you know, solid run sheds to just make sure that people can't run the ball because believe it or not, the run is back in most cases. There's a lot of guys running around in SpongeBob bow ties and they're butt naked playing Madden and they're running I-wing and they're just doing whatever they want. So the run stopper could be a factor. I just want to let you guys understand that. Now, remember, he is a power rusher at D tackle. As far as Khalil Mack goes, because remember, once again, we're dealing with the Raiders theme team. As far as Khalil Mack goes, I didn't check that. Let's go back and see what's going on with him now. So no outsiders is 2. Does he even activate that? I don't think he gets it. Does he get, okay, runs, it would be 1 when he achieves 95 block shedding. Okay, now the reason that I went back to look at this is because the run stopper may be important for sheds and also being able to stop the run. That's why I'm pointing it out. And what we have to do is we have to limit the amount of AP that's needed to do a lot of these things. So, you know, double or nothing, do I like it? Yes. And like I said, I'm going to leave it on him, but I think I'm going to take off the inside stuff from Warren Sapp and give that to, and give him run stopper to kind of lower the amount, because I don't think we need as much. After we do that, remember this now, for cornerbacks, Acrobat is still 1. For non-cornerbacks, it's 2. So Isaiah Simmons, I had to take it off for him. He's one of my specialists. I had to take it off of him because it was too much. So I gave him pick artists to just help him go. But he's an idiot. He doesn't even respond. Like, there's certain plays that he just doesn't even respond to. I want to get him off the team, to be honest. But he's going to stay for now. We're going to have to take a look at some of the other things. But those are just some of the main pointers. Acrobat being raised for non-corners. You know, identifier. Is a huge thing as well. And also, because of the additional AP, I was able to give Deion Sanders wide receiver apprentice, which is very, very key. No matter where he lines up, we can alter his route. Very, very huge. I know some of you guys are like, yo, you should get Gannon and stuff like that. You know, I'll take a look at that. I've also been hearing that, you know, Michael Vick is pretty good getting escape and, you know, he gets escape artist and what is the other thing? What is the other thing he was getting? Escape artist and gunslinger. The thing about it is I have to make sure that it's spaced out evenly within the team. So I want to go ahead and just make sure that we're doing the right thing with this because that is something that's very important. Now, if we did have Hot Route Master, we could take away that too from Deion and you know, start to adjust that as well if we were able to go ahead and get Rich Gannon, which I believe we could take a look at right now to see what he's doing. We will eventually go ahead and grab him because you guys have been saying so many things about him. Where is it? Okay, Hot Route Master. Okay, so Hot Route Master is 2, and that's for the whole team. So taking that away from Deion and just giving that to Rich Gannon, that'll be huge. The problem is Gunslinger is 3. So that's automatically 5. We would have to go ahead and figure out, you know, we got to take something away from somebody. Pretty much is what's going on. So we would have to definitely take a look at that because that, the situation of having route tech with Deion is very, very important. You should have at least 1 route tech, guys, because it just makes your opponent has to now think about what he's doing. So that's something that I just wanted to make sure you guys were aware of. And I've already showed you guys about the you know, identifier being dropped from 2 to 1. Is it necessary to have identifier? It's good sometimes to know where your opponent is at. You know, I don't know. You got Puller Elite. A lot of guys. The guy that I was playing against, he was running that too, and it was helping him with blocking. You know, people are still using post-ups. That's low-key glitchy. They kept Nasty Streak the same way, Secure Protected the same way. Just keep in mind, a lot of these abilities don't work, but it's all about the sight and the vision of your opponent knowing, look, I got an ability on, go check out what I got. You know what I'm saying? Like, go look, press the R2 button or pause the game. It's just to keep them off their game. So, you know, will identifier be something that's useful? Maybe. You know what I'm saying? It could possibly be something that works, but I at this point right now, I don't even care where my opponent is at. I don't care who he's on because I have to really, really be very, very careful with how I utilize my ability points. So it is raised to 12. Using it is going to be very, very interesting how we're going to actually go about doing that. So we just need to make some real adjustments about what really matters for our squad. All right, so now that it's done and you guys know what's going on, let me know what you value the most, what you think you should have, and how we can manipulate it on both sides of the ball. Like I said, I know a lot of you guys already automatically went to 3 one-step aheads and you just don't care about anything anymore. You don't care about life. You're just manning up everybody and being a weirdo. That's fine. If that works, I'll start running it too. I don't care. You know what I'm saying, bro? If it works, we'll do it. And that's pretty much what it is. So let me know what you guys are thinking. I'm going to go ahead and try to look at this defense, revamp it a little bit. Maybe I give one person 1 step ahead and start running man. I don't want to go crazy. you know, with it overall, but we might, you know, no guarantees. I want to thank you guys and girls for watching. Hopefully you're enjoying the content. Definitely check out GmiasWorld Gaming for full-length gameplays from Twitch. Many of you guys have already gone over there. You've been enjoying it. Thank you guys so much. Also, GmiasWorld Podcast right here on YouTube. Also available on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, and Android. You know, you guys can go ahead and check that out as well. Have a good day. Continue to enjoy your holiday. One love, y'all.